Hey guys. Hey guys, welcome back to another fantastic episode of Ready to Die Fighting. I'm Kris, and today I'm going to be talking about how to prep for your dog. So I have a dog. She's a Pharaoh mix. Her name's Eerie. She is a great dog. I really like her, even though she can be very annoying. She's a natural hunter. She's really good with the boy and kids in general. Not so great with other animals. Like I said, she likes to hunt, and she does. So any small furry creatures that end up in our backyard are usually dead. But you know what? That's fine. That's gonna come in handy. You know, when the shit hits the fan and we need a hunter, we've got one. So I definitely want her to come wherever we go, whatever happens. And so she has a 5-gallon bucket for her supplies. So I have a series of buckets in my closet that's closest to the door. And so if we needed to evacuate really quickly, we could grab what's in those buckets, as many buckets as we can, have time will allow, throw them in the car, and we've got a various, supplies. And so one of the first buckets that I would grab would be Eries Bucket. And so I'm just going to show you what's in here. So I like the 5-gallon buckets because they are very strong. They're easy to carry. They're durable. You can get food-safe buckets. They're cheap. I mean, this thing was, I think, $5. I buy these extra lids. It's got these threads on here that are watertight. This is just a great way to go. We use this to store food in when we were on our big road trip because I wanted to make sure, I didn't know where we were going to be. I wanted to make sure the animals didn't get into the car. I was hoping that maybe by locking food up in here, it would kind of like help with the smell. Hopefully it wouldn't draw animals nearby, and if it did, they hopefully wouldn't be able to get into it. And so this is just a great way, in my opinion, to store your stuff. They're stackable. I use these as much as I can to store various things. And then they have the additional benefit that you can use them to retrieve water if you need to. And so that is fantastic. So they're my ideal choice for storing things. Cost, stackability, durability, ease of use, multifunctional. Fantastic. And so this is a food safe one, or food grade one. And I found that if I fill it up right about to the top here, that's roughly 3 weeks worth of food for her. So this one's empty because I just emptied it out because I like to rotate the food every now and then. I don't do it every time I buy new dog food, but every few months, certainly at least once every 6 months, once a year, I'll just swap it out. So I dumped out the food that was in here, put that in her other buckets that she can eat now, and I'm going to refill. Additionally, I keep a water bowl for her because this can dual purpose water and food, but realistically, food can just go on the ground or wherever, a piece of paper, whatever. You can find something to put her food on. Water might be a little bit harder, so I wanted to make sure she had a bowl to get some water for her. And this is a nice copper water bowl. So, awesome. What else do we have here? And I like to keep things in Ziplock bags where I can. A couple reasons. One, keeps them clean. But also, I think Ziplock bags are really useful to have. So it's kind of a way to pack Ziplock bags. Because again, you can collect water with these things. You can use them to store other things that you want to keep clean or dry or whatever. And so instead of just grabbing a bunch of Ziploc bags and putting them different places, I just put things in them. So why not? So this goes in the bucket with the food. What else do I have here? Another Ziploc bag. And so what's the scenario? I try to think, how is this going to be used? If we have to evacuate the house quickly, or I'm grabbing these buckets, I don't really know where we're going. It's entirely possible we may end up someplace like a FEMA camp. We may end up out in the woods someplace. I doubt it. That would not be, considering where I live, I don't know how realistic that is, but it's certainly possible. We could end up, just hiding out in a church or at a friend's house or whatever. I have no idea what these circumstances are going to be like. But I know that the dog's going to need food. And I know that I want to make things as easy as possible for myself. And, you know, one of the things is this dog likes to run. I can walk her off leash, but I have to kind of be constantly looking at her and verbally talking to her for her to obey and stay right by me. And I don't know, especially if things are chaotic, got to keep the dog on a leash. So she works well with the little choker chains, but she's normally not wearing one. And if we got to run, I don't want to have to stop and try to look for a chain for her. So I keep a short leash. I guess it's not that short, 6 feet leash, and a choker so that I can make sure she stays right next to me. Additionally, you know, I figure it's entirely possible she's going to get dirty. Depending on what's happening, a stinky, muddy, dirty dog, that makes life harder. I'm all about making whatever the scenario is going to be as easy as possible. It's already going to be hard. It's already going to suck. What can I do to make it not quite suck as bad? So I've got these wipes. These are some deodorizing wipes that I can hopefully be able to clean her up a little bit. That's also going to help keep her healthier, ideally. You know, that sort of thing. Another thing is fleas. So I've got a Ultra Guard Pro. Is there a date on here? I should probably swap these out. They've been in here for probably a year. But there's 3 of them in here. So these each last a month. I don't know how long we're going to be gone, but if we're out in the woods, fleas and ticks and stuff are going to be out there. I really don't want to be bothered with, you know, me getting fleas, she's getting fleas and scratching. I don't want to be trying to pick, you know, hundreds of ticks off of this dog if I can avoid it. This is just, doesn't take that much room to potentially save me a lot of hassle for 3 months. And I think especially if we're in some sort of FEMA camp, you know, you got a bunch of people. I don't know if they even allow dogs, but let's say they do. Fleas and ticks, I mean, that's a great way to pass on diseases and whatnot. Minimize that. We don't need a bubonic plague outbreak. Avoid that as much as possible. So, flea stuff. Most of this that I've got with her, and here's some dog shampoo. I got 2 of these are actually flea shampoos. So I got 2 of them in there. I just cut the box for the this heart guard, or not heart guard, flea stuff. So I had the directions, whatever, warnings and all that. And it just, the box was a bit bulkier, so that was just the easier way to go to me. And then I got this spray, and I figured this would be really good because it's for dogs, but I believe you can also spray it on other things. And it's got some of the same, what's that stuff called? Pyrethrins? I never know how to, whatever it is. All that stuff. So you could spray this, I believe, if I remember correctly, on the dog, but also like on their bedding and whatnot to try to get rid of fleas and whatnot. So, and I keep all this in a bag because I don't necessarily want her food. If any of this stuff leaks, I don't know how toxic that would be. So I just keep it all in the Ziplock bag. Stuff this in as well. And she is good to go. So she's got a bowl, she's got a leash, she's got a choker chain. I try to keep her collar on her as much as possible, that she has, you know, it's one of those loose fitting ones that she's fine with. And that's got her tag and information on there. And then I also keep an extra leash in the car. So just in case I'm unable to grab this bucket in time, we will at least have a leash there. I don't keep any dog food in the car. I just don't. Just doesn't seem like the best idea. And then she also has a little backpack that has extra food, and I have some chewable tablets that are heart guard. That's yeah, for the heartworms. So, and that lasts for I think a month or whatever, and it also protects against other parasites and whatnot. So that's in her backpack. And ideally, I keep the backpack with all this stuff. So I have my bag that has extra dog food in it, and then she's got her backpack that's got some more food in it, and things like that. And I think it's got some of those, you know, the dog waste little baggies. So that's what I keep for her. It's pretty simple, not a ton of stuff. I mean, she's just a dog. She doesn't need a whole lot. It did occur to me that I probably should get her some of those little booties, just because if we have to walk a really long time, she should probably be fine. But again, depending on the circumstances, we might want to protect her feet. If it's in the dead of winter and really cold, or sometimes in the summertime when it's really, really hot, don't so much run into it here in Michigan. But when we were driving out west, specifically out in Las Vegas, her paws were getting in trouble, and she was having a hard time, and so we had to cut that short a bit because that was no good for her. So that's something that I'd like to get in the future. I need to add, and so haven't done it yet though. But it's on the to-do list, and I'll probably just keep that in the car perhaps. So yeah. I also like to keep some snacks in there for her. So these are, there's two different types in here. There's, you got some milk bones and some of these, what are these things called? Dingo dental sticks. She likes both of these, supposedly to help her teeth stay nice and clean. Dental hygiene is important. Plus it's a little snack. So make her experience pleasant too. And throw that in there, and then just a measuring scoop. So, because you gotta have something to scoop it up. I just buried the scoop in there because whatever. And then stick these guys just in the bowl. And if I put the right amount of food in here, this should just barely fit. Just barely. Mind you. And then once I get it to a point where, alright, I know the top's going to go on, now I can just add some more food. And just to make sure she's got plenty. There we go. 3 weeks worth of food, 3 months worth of tick and flea repellent, a leash, collar, water bowl, scoop, snacks. She should be good. She should be good for whatever we have to deal with. Okay, I think that's where I'm going to end this video. Let me know if you think there's anything that I've forgotten. Like and subscribe if this was helpful to you. Maybe I'll make more videos like this. Then again, maybe I won't, because, you know, I do what I want. I do whatever I want. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Toodles!